Welcome to Ocho House Studios, and I am Edgar Fernandez. I am a Chicano local visual artist here based in Phoenix, Arizona. And today we are going to do a studio visit here in my house. It's a 230 square foot studio. It's a small space, but it gets the work done for the work that I need to do and that I create. And I'm really excited about the studio visit because I get to talk about my connection to my ancestral and Mexican heritage, and I'm here to share with you these two books. And this book is a book that I constantly look back at, and it's a book that has really inspired me in different ways. And this book actually has connected me to different Mexican artists that I have not known about. So that was pretty amazing, and it has high quality images and has little descriptions about each piece, which is really amazing. And this one has more of a historical content to it. So if you really want to learn about the history aspect of the Mexican painters and muralists, this is the book to get. And this one is in black and white. It doesn't got colored images, but it has really great description. And I think this author really goes really in depth, and that's pretty awesome to have that if you want to really go deeper into the history. And then now I'm going to share with you some of my paintings that I have in my studio. Some are in progress and some are already finished. For this one, for example, it's already finished. I painted it 2 years ago at ASU, and it was my first painting course that I took there. And the assignment was really to do a self-portrait. And so I decided to really go metaphorical and very universal and kind of spiritual aspect in this one. I actually have constellations in the background, and this figure is actually dancing through the universe. And the constellations actually reflect the birth of my mother, my father, myself, and also my fiance. So it has a little biography behind this piece. And if you look at the face, you could actually see that that's my year and my glasses over the mask. And that was a mask actually that I started researching when I started looking into the Olmec culture. And then over here we have the fifth agreement. So this is kind of my philosophy that I have here in the studio, and it keeps me really centered and at peace, but it also motivates me at the same time. And I would really look into this author if you don't know of him. His name is Don Miguel Ruiz. And then this is my bookshelf, and I have all sorts of different books, from history, from poetry, to art, to food. But up here, this is my inspiration kind of book center, and these are the books that I constantly look at. And over here, this is my flat file that I want to say I had it for about 2 years, and it really comes in handy because I have all my drawings, my prints, my screen prints, and you can really label everything. And the best thing of this, it keeps it stored and it keeps your artwork clean. And over here I got a little sketchbook. I usually carry a little sketchbook with me, or I have one here in the studio when I have an idea or just one of those creative bursts that I have randomly at night when I'm creating, like at 3 a.m. And then over here I got some G-Glazes, also known as canvas prints. And these are all on my website that I recently launched a couple months ago. It's ochoahao.com. And then up here I have some of my sculptures. I haven't done too many sculptures, but this one I was really excited because I was actually getting mentored by Sarko Guerrero. And I was excited to learn a different medium and really push myself creatively in a different way. And then this piece, it's a ceramic piece that I did almost 5 years ago already. And then 2 years ago I had an installation at the Desert Botanical Garden that was based all on water. And I actually spray painted this and added acrylic paint. And this piece was one of the centerpieces of the altar. And then up here we have monoprint that I did a couple years back as well, and I did this one at Chico. And this print, I did it on a plexiglass, so it's a little different from a screen print. And over here we're gonna move to this piece. This is actually a screen print. So the way the screen print works, you have a screen like this, and then you have about 10 to 15 minutes. And you could either have a sketch underneath that kind of guides you, or you could do your sketch on top. On this case, I did my sketch on top, and then I added my paint, and then I squeezed it down, and then you have your paper, and then once it dries, you have something like that. And it's really expressive because once again, you only have 10 to 15 minutes at max time before it dries. And this piece, I actually submitted it 2 years ago at ASU, and I actually received first place on this piece. And it was pretty awesome, and I was very grateful and honored because I was recognized among my colleagues and also instructors at ASU as not only a painter but also a printmaker. And these are some of my tools that I actually use when I'm printmaking or when I'm drawing, or also when I'm creating murals. And these tools really come in handy because they give me different shapes. I got different circles here, and I got different rulers as well, some that are transparent. The transparency ones are really cool because you could see your line work underneath. And now we're gonna turn it to this 18 mass series that I started 2 years ago, and it was my second painting course at ASU with one of my favorite instructors there that I really gained a lot of knowledge artistically and visually in the way I create and how I express myself on paintings. So this piece was really cool because I got to go really deep within myself and share something that was really personal to me. And this piece is actually an honoring of my brother-in-law that passed away 2 years ago in 2018. And he was 18 years old, and it's 18 masks. And so each one of these masks is to honor a year of his life that we had him here with us. And they also represent different characteristics and expressions. So it's a really beautiful piece so far, and I'm excited to add more color to these ones. These are just the sketches. And as you see the blank one here, actually I did a few live videos on Instagram, and a collector of mine actually really liked it and he wanted to purchase it. And the cool thing about collector, like the guy that purchased that piece, he said if I ever want to show this whole case of this whole series, he'll let me borrow the piece, so that way the viewer could see the whole series put together. And then over here, this is my vision board / inspiration board. And just like a lot of artists have in their studio, when you have creative blocks, you turn back into this board and you really get to analyze and study the different techniques that the masters have done before us. And this master specifically that I've been studying is Jorge Gonzalez Camarena. And I really love his color palettes, his ideas and compositions, and also the figurative works that he has in his artwork. And this is actually the original, so this is the master study, but I'm calling it an Ocho Ajal twist because I'm adding some of my own color palettes, and I'm also adding a little hieroglyphic here, and I'm also adding the mushroom here coming out of the concrete. And this one's all done in oils as well. And then this piece right here, this piece is a larger piece of mine that I did, started about a month ago. It's still in progress. I want to say it's about 50% right now. And it has a long ways to go, but it's all monochromatic and it's done in oils. And I'm really having a lot of fun because I actually never done a whole painting done in red. So there's a lot of emotion, a lot of action and expression, and a lot of inner gut feeling that comes out into this piece. And this piece is actually called Sun Gazer. You could see the sun here. I am tending to brighten that up a little bit more so you could see and feel the sun a little bit more. And then over here, we have another large piece, and this is a piece that I started 2 years ago, and it's still not finished. It's still very early stages. It's about 20% done. It's done in oils, and I stretched it myself. And originally this was intended to be part of my senior exhibition, but due to family matters, this piece did not get to make it into the show. But I still want to work on it and still want to finish it. And it's going to be part of a Maíz series that I want to put together as a set. So I'm really excited to show that in public, hopefully later this year if things get, pretty good. And I'm really digging the different colors that I'm adding here with the reds, the greens, and the blues, and the monochromatics. And this is actually a piece that I originally started as a drawing on paper in my drawing class. And I decided, because I love the drawing so much as it is, but I also wanted to see how it would look with color and paint. So I decided to stretch a canvas that was really large, because I felt like it needed that space to breathe in some impactful large scale. And I actually love working pretty big because it connects me more to the movement of the body, and it also connects me to more of the feeling of creating a mural. Because if you ever create a mural, it's a whole different experience than creating a small piece. A small piece, you're only having so much movement within your body. And then the larger piece, you can really expand yourself creatively, but also physically, as you move with the brush and you move with the paint. And so that's really what I like to create in my work. I like to create that movement, that sense of action, that sense of the piece being alive, the sense of that the piece has soul and heart into it. And that's something that I'm really working on towards every day here in my studio. And I hope you guys are able to capture that essence within the artwork in my studio. And yeah, so this is my studio, and this is my workbench here that comes in handy when I'm working on different projects here in the studio. It has wheels on it. All my things in my studio have wheels on it, exactly. So I'm able to move things around as I'm working on projects, and I highly recommend that because I didn't do that earlier on, and it was really hard to work on larger scale projects in here. But now that everything's mobile, I can work really large. I could actually take all of this wall down with the artwork, and I could actually put, stretch a big canvas on here if I wanted to. So, and I like that ability within the studio to be really mobile and also be very, that allows you to work on different projects if you have that time, space, or creativity for it. So, yeah, that about wraps up this studio visit, and I hope you guys enjoy this studio visit of mine here at Ocho House Studios. And I hope you guys could give me a follow, give me some comments, and let me know what you think about my work. And if you ever have any queries, all my information is on my Instagram, my website, and my email. That's Ochoahao. And may you have a happy Mexican Independence Day. Viva Mexico.